We welcome you back here on the Red Hawk Sports Network. We are live from Panzer Athletic Center, and if you had some fun watching the women's basketball game just a few moments ago, I kindly urge you to sit back down because we have another game deciding potentially home court advantage throughout the rest of the playoffs. Hello, everyone. CJ Staniak alongside Thomas Gaffney Jr. And Tom, if you don't like this, you don't like NJAC basketball.
We don't. We just saw an amazing game by the women. Unfortunately, didn't pull through, but TCNJ now number 1, Montclair State number 2. That was an absolutely insane game that we just watched. They were down by 20. That's how good Montclair State is. They got back into the game. Unfortunately, couldn't get the win at the end of it. But now you're looking at the men. Oh my God! It comes down again to the 1 and 2 seed right now that could venture in. That a lot of things can happen. We're gonna look at that later on in the pre-show, but. It is absolutely insane how it just comes down to the wire between these two teams.
Yeah, you talked about the women's game, and it was quite the interesting game. I mean, TCNJ really jumped out and got in the lead right away and really asserted their dominance here in the second game of the matchup between these two teams. And Montclair State was down 20 at one point, tried to battle their way back, and just came up a little bit short. And that was just so much fun to watch that, and a great precursor to this men's game, which has very high stakes as well.
Yeah, you're talking about that women's game again. Nina Brancisco, 20 points. Absolutely insane. But you also look at the women's side, our Montclair State side. Alyssa Craigwell, 30 points in that game, and now both the teams, both at 1 and 2, are now just trying to venture forth going into the NJAC playoffs. Here's some highlights. But again, Montclair State now at that 2 seed. They still have home court advantage unless they do get the championship and play TCNJ. But wow, just two teams who battled it out. Montclair State almost came back, and now I don't think this is going to be the last time you see these two teams playing each other. Ryan Nussbaum, who was on the call, told me right after the game, he said, you will see this matchup again in the playoffs.
Yeah, certainly would be fun. They would be playing and competing in the NJAC final down in Ewing. So you see the Red Hawks trying to get back into things a little bit, and in the end, TCNJ holding strong, a great performance, and overall, just a great game. You can feel this building, the energy in the first game. I mean, it's a 5:30 start. Fans are here. They packed it out, and now they are staying for the second game here. Just a raucous environment here, Panzer Athletic Center. But let's take a peek at where things stand in the NJAC as we enter the final night of the regular season here on the men's side. Now, the top 6 teams, they have all clinched playoff berths, but those standings surely going to look different in the morning. Both the Red Hawks and the Lions can walk out of this building tonight as the number 1 seed, but things will get very, very interesting based on the results of several games across the conference. A lot to unpack here. Let's first look at the records. Ramapo and Stockton both coming in 12-4 in conference play, tied with TCNJ, 12-5, and they're a game behind Montclair State. If either of those teams win as well tonight, tiebreakers will become a key factor in how playoff bracket shakes out. Now, Montclair State, on the other side, things are pretty easy for them. With a win, they will own sole possession of the top spot, the next 3 or 4 spots being scrambled based on the other results, as I mentioned. Should the Lions end up winning, it will be complete and total chaos across the NJAC. We can even see the top 4 teams end with the same conference record. There's just so much to consider before the Red Hawks. Winning can avoid all that, Tom.
Yeah, you win, you secure that top spot, and you get home court advantage throughout the whole playoffs, especially with teams like Stockton, Ramapo, Rowan, those teams that you competed with all season. You lost twice to Ramapo. You destroyed Stockton 2 times. You split with Rowan, who could be your first matchup after the bye. But if you do win, having that Panzer crowd behind you is 100% going to make the difference. But now you're looking at TCNJ, and even if they win this game, there's still some they still need some help to get that top spot, especially with Ramapo and how the tiebreaker works. So they are requiring all the might. They have to win in order to try to secure that top spot. So it's must win for both teams.
Yeah, and TCNJ, basically to get the 1 seed, they're going to need to win today, and Ramapo is going to have to lose. They are playing William Patterson tonight, and we should also mention that Stockton is playing Rowan, South Jersey battle to round out the rest of the season. And you mentioned it. I mean, playing in this building in an NJAC final would just be so key to winning. I also want to throw out a stat that Montclair State has never lost an NJAC tournament game in this building. The only time that they lost at home in a playoff game was at the Rec Center while Panzer was going under renovation back in the 2008 season. But as we are getting near the tip-off. It is first time to celebrate a very special night here. We obviously know the stakes are very high. There's a lot on the line. But first it is time to honor the seniors here. Senior night for Montclair State men's basketball, Tom.
And as you see, 7 total players are highlighted today for senior night. Names include Kieran Flanagan, the 5th-year guard. The captain does it all on every side of the ball. Quintavious Rogers, the second-year MSU player from Atlanta, Georgia, the senior guard. And then Mike Jackson, the MSU three-point leader, the thriller, the smooth criminal, always rocks with you. That is Mike Jackson right there. And then Luis Armas transferred in from College of Staten Island. This is his first year as a Red Hawk and has made an impact. And then Francisco Paulino, 6.6 points per game last season, and is making a comeback from injury this game and trying to come back. Grant Holbrook, big man, stepped up this season. He could drill a 3 in your face and body you down low. And then, of course, Henry Myers, the 3-point specialist, and this is his 3rd season with the Red Hawks. And as Dan O as well, the guy, the man, the guy who runs the social media for the Montclair State men's basketball team, also getting recognized. Absolutely amazing for Dan O.
Yeah, great to see Dan O getting honored. Just as much of a part of this team as any players, really. And now you see the players starting to get honored. I mean, let's just talk about it. How key some of these seniors are on this team. We talk about Kieran Flanagan, Mike Jackson, guys like that. Just that leadership is something that you can't really teach, and it's a reason that why they are where they are in the standings.
And 100%, Kieran Flanagan, 5 years here with the team, and also Mike Jack, a guy who is in Montclair State history, 3-point leader, like I said. It's guys like that who come into this program, and there's guys like that Luke Potts loves, and those are the captains that you need on this team. And this team is going to miss them dearly next season because of how good they've been playing all 5 years, all 4 years they've been here as a Red Hawk. It's going to be absolutely amazing. This year's Potts, and he's going to miss them. Those are the original guys that he's come up with. This is his 6th season. So he had 5 years of Kieran Flanagan, 4 years of Mike Jack. And those are the first couple of guys that kind of stepped up on this team for him as a Red Hawk.
While the celebrations continue, I do want to mention a junior here for the Red Hawks, and it is a new transfer student in on the season. And as the seasons come down the home stretch, Montclair State has really started to have a star player bloom in front of their eyes in Jacob Morales. The Rutgers transfer has taken over the Red Hawks score sheets in the new year. He's averaging 25 points per game over his last 7 games, and he earned an NJAC Player of the Week award in the process. He's also written himself into the Montclair State history books, officially breaking Steve Breeman's record for the most 3-pointers made in a season. And really, it's hard to even put into words the impact that Morales has had on this team, Tom.
Look, you see Jacob Morales, first year's Red Hawk, transfer out of Rutgers. He was playing D1 ball. He's made an impact on all cylinders. You see his 3-point scoring ability, but he's forced to be reckoned with on the defensive side of the ball as well. He has size that this Montclair State team needs, and he's been ready and playing on all sides of the ball. He's a 3-way scorer, 3-way player, and this Montclair State team has loved him every step of the way so far this season, and has been a reason why they are at the top of the NJAC right now. And he's only a junior. He's only a junior. You still have next year with him. It's going to be absolutely crazy for this Red Hawk team to see what he can do next year.
He's been dominant. He's been so efficient. He's delivering in all facets, like you said. It's points, it's rebounds, assists, steals. It really is just every side of his game is so polished.
Yeah, he's shooting an absurd 46% from 3 this season. Leads the NJAC in 3-point percentage. Leads the NJAC in 3-pointers well with 89. He's just absolutely insane. Jacob Morales is a guy to be reckoned with, and he is just one of the best 3-point scorers. And especially when you have on this team, you have Mike Jackson, who, again, like I said, leads the whole program of the Red Hawks with 3-pointers. And now you have another guy who just steps right in and does the same exact thing. It's absolutely crazy.
Now, the next time we will see you in this building, it's going to be NJAC tournament time, and Montclair State will be hosting a game on this floor, that we do know. Thomas, as we get ever so close to the playoffs, who would you like to see the Red Hawks play with the season on the line?
I'm looking at, this might be a surprise. It may be a little bit of a surprise, but the Ramapo Roadrunners, I would love to see the Montclair State Red Hawks, especially if they come here to Panzer. Ramapo has the Red Hawks number twice this season, already lost both times, and this team wants to go back and get a win against them. What a better time to do it in the playoffs. Go get your revenge. They're just saying in all of sports, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season, and the Red Hawks want to prove that right. And it's just another kind of, if you think about it, it's like a thought process where, yeah, you're 0-2 against Ramapo, and now you have a chance to play them once again. You have that in the back of the mind. You know you want your revenge, and you know you want to go out there. But CJ, what about you? Who would you like to see?
Listen, I have to side with you here, Tom, because as much as I would love to see, maybe a team they've had more success against, somebody like Stockton, I would love to get a victory against Ramapo. I mean, I happened to be on the call for the first game here in Panzer, and I just saw the way that this team fought, and Ramapo really came up and showed what things were about. Peter Gorman, a premier scorer, as we'll send it now down. Vincent Bacone, he has his own pick. What do you got, Vin?
We're here now, and yeah, you want to know what? Tom's pick was pretty good, Ramapo. I'll take it. Why not? But I have a little bit different of a pick. All right, I'm going with the Roman Profs. Yes, are they 1-2 against them? 1-1 against them this season? Yes. They both have been very competitive games. Montclair lost the first game in a high-scoring 100-7, 100-2 loss. They did win the second game by a 1-point margin, and I think that's going to play huge. These teams are neck and neck in almost every single stat in the NJAC conference. If these two teams meet, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's an NJAC rivalry battle for the ages. Now, as they honor senior day here, this is going to be a crucial game against TCNJ. If they can get to that point against Rowan, that would be amazing. That would be such a great game. But this men's team has gone 7 years with losing in that second game, so I don't really think it's the first game of the playoffs. It's going to be the second round of the playoffs that's going to give them trouble. If they can win tonight, they get past that first round easy with the bye, and it's just the second round there. Back to you guys in the booth.
Well, as the last of the seniors being honored, that and Kieran Flanagan, the fifth-year starter. Tom, where we are nearing tip-off here in Panzer, who have you got your eye on in a game with just so much on the line?
So you could say the obvious answer. Obviously, Jacob Morales comes in this game and hits a couple of threes, but I don't think so. I think TCNJ is going to game plan around Jacob Morales, and Mike Jackson is going to be the factor in this game. TCNJ is going to be doing everything, like I said, to shut Morales out, which last game, if you look at it, Mike Jack did not have a great game. Morales was the guy who kind of came out and had 27 points. He was 5 from 6 from 3. I think it's going to be the opposite way around. I think TCNJ comes into this bout second best three-point defense, allowing under 30% a game. But with how elite this team is to shoot the three, you can't just stop one player. I accept Mike Jack to be overlooked, like I said, in this matchup, and prove the NJ to why he's the best player to put on, one of the best players to put on a Red Hawks jersey. But if you look at the Lions, I think it's an obvious answer. It's Nick Koch, number 2, and he's third in all of the NJAC in scoring, averaging 20.2 points. He's had 30 points in the last 2 games. He's only tallied single digits in 1 game this entire season, and Koch had 24 points along with 4 rebounds and 5 assists last time he played against the Red Hawks. He's arguably one of the best players in the NJAC alongside Jacob Morales. He's just been an X factor in games, and he can't take over at any moment. And one other thing that I would like to bring up is how deep both these rosters are. Montclair State's second unit has been dominant with names, obviously, Ottman Robertson and Christian Sivas. But when you look at TCNJ, they have 5 players averaging 10 points or more. Both squads are very deep and can come down to who has the players to step at this moment. CJ, I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but if you're looking at both these lineups, who do you have as your players to watch?
Yeah, well, I mean, you mentioned it. There are a couple players that you could pretty easily take. You know, Jacob Morales, somebody like that. You could look at Mike Jackson, of course. It's his senior day. He's being honored today. Such a big game. But the key matchup for me really comes down to the forwards, because there is a size discrepancy between these two teams. Montclair State, not the tallest of squads. They do not throw out bigger players on the floor. However, on the other side, TCNJ, a great rebounding team, very lengthy, very tall wings, forwards, and especially there's one guy that I have my eye on. That's Matthew Solomon. I mean, the guy's averaging almost a double-double, 9.9 rebounds. He averaged a double-double last season. He's the best rebounder in the NJAC, and he has been for the last 2 years. He's just such a special player and had 6 offensive rebounds the first time that these two teams played. So really, I think that's where that matchup comes down to. On the other side, who do you trust to stop that? It has to be Miles Primus, Tom. That's a very interesting pick, I know. A freshman in the starting lineup. This is an old team. It's a senior day. I'm going with a freshman on senior day. Miles Primus, he's going to need to stay out of foul trouble. He's going to need to attack the glass with ferocity. He's going to have to play physical, and he's going to have to come ready to play today, Tom. Yeah,
Matthew Solomon, man, that guy absolutely insane. 10 double-doubles on the season. And you just look at it, like you said, TCNJ, great rebounding team, second. in the NJAC in rebounding. They average 41.8 rebounds a game. But then you look at Montclair State again, the size discrepancy. They do not really have a big. Francisco Paulino gets hurt at the beginning of the season. And now you have Miles Primus, who kind of stepped into this lineup as some size for the lineup. And he's going out, he's playing well. And man, two freshmen in the starting lineup, Cabe Goss and Miles Primus. Absolutely insane for this Red Hawk team. But again, going back to just Jacob Morales, 89 three-pointers on the season for him. He breaks Steve Breeman's record last year, or breaks Steve Breeman's record, I think, a couple years ago. And now he's coming in, and he can completely shatter that record in this game as well. If he's been averaging a lot of threes, in a game. I don't have the specifics, but again, he can completely go off in this game and can continue his great three-point scoring.
Yep.
But wow, he's just another player that just made an impact, especially in his first season as Red Hawk.
Yeah, 89 and counting for Jacob Morales, the Week 13 NJAC Player of the Week. 61% of his field goal attempts are threes, by the way. I know we talked about his efficiency from deep. It's not like he's not shooting them. He is shooting the lights out of the basketball. I also want to talk about another player that you mentioned very quickly, Francisco Paulino, the fifth-year player, came back this season, missed a very large part of the season, but got onto the floor this past Saturday against Kane. Just what a fun moment for Paulino, what a special moment, and today you saw him being honored on Senior Day.
Yeah, and again, it's unfortunate that he got hurt at the beginning of the season, but it looks like he's trying to come back. He was suiting up a couple of games, then he didn't suit up, but then he suited up against Kane and he got 1 minute of play time. But guess what? That's closer and closer to coming back, especially for the playoff time when you have teams like this, like TCNJ, where you have all the size and Montclair State lacks in size. You have a guy like Francisco Paulino coming back again, like I said, averaging 6.6 games last season, or averaging 6.6 points last season. And again, he's just a guy that can rebound for you. He can defend, and it's someone that Montclair State really needs, especially going into the NJAC playoff time, because he's going to be a huge factor going down the stretch there.
Not only a senior, but also plays a key position. We mentioned today that forwards may be necessary to bring more and more into the game. Grant Holbrook, Francisco Paulino as well, just going to be very important, not just from a leadership standpoint, but also going to need to come through on the floor as well. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about the playoff history here and what is on the line for Montclair State. They have never won the regular season title in the NJAC, except in the post-division era, I should say. They were the 1 seed in the North one time. The NJAC tournament came around in 2002. That was the first season that it took place, and this is the first opportunity that they have with the current format to get that top spot, and it just means so much to every time you're in this building. I know we keep talking about it, keep hammering it down, but it just really means a lot for Coach Potts and this Red Hawks team, Tom.
Especially when you brought up they never lost in Panzer, especially in a playoff game, which is absolutely insane. And an insane stat where, again, if you have home court advantage all throughout the playoffs, man, if you look up the history, they should go and win the championship. But again, Montclair State just so good this season. TCNJ as well. I want to actually look at them. I want to look at the coach, Matt Goldsmith, a guy who 152 wins. He's made the NJAC tournament every single season. He won it in 2024 last season and in 2020, and he's absolutely insane. He comes in here, he reinvents this whole TCNJ program, and again, like, just not missing the playoffs ever. Yeah. In his 10 years at TCNJ is absolutely insane. He continues that streak here this season. It's insane.
Very impressive from Matt Goldsmith. However, Justin Potts has had his number. Another stat we want to bring up here. I mean, we got plenty of them to throw at you today. The last time that TCNJ beat Montclair State was back in December of 2021. Montclair State has a chance with a win today. They will complete their 3rd straight season sweep of the Lions. Also want to mention Nick Koch, the star player for TCNJ. He has never beaten Montclair State in his very special career. I know he's only a junior, has another year, but you know they want that first win.
I think Nick Koch, in the back of his head, he knows that he's never beaten this Montclair State team. And that's why he's going to come out here, final regular season of this NJAC season. And you have the chance to beat a team that is number 1 right now, spoil their hopes and dreams for the playoffs, because if Montclair State does not win, it looks like they're going to be knocked out from the 1 and 2 seed and won't get the bye. So you can ruin their season. You can hopefully get a bye if you're TCNJ with some help. And you can kind of spoil all this Montclair State season with just one player. Yep. Nick Koch can go out there, have a game of his life, and he knows that, back of his head, that he wants to come out here and get his first win against the Red Hawks.
Yeah, very special player, Nick Koch. He's had 30 or more points in back-to-back games. He's just turning on the Jets at the right time, and it seems as though the bigger the game, the bigger the performance from Koch. just so excited as we get closer and closer to it. There's so many storylines, and we're going to have a blast. All with you today. We're going to keep you updated on all the scores across the NJAC, and those are very important to whoever loses this game. And also TCNJ, really, win or loss is very important. Ramapo taking on William Patterson, and that's a game that they are favored in, but of course nothing solidified in the NJAC. It is any given night. And if Ramapo, should the teams be tied, Ramapo will win the tiebreaker over Montclair State with a 2-0 head-to-head record this season. We can look down, we can look at the tiebreaker. So the first tiebreaker, I mean, this took a lot of, there's a lot of things to consider, and I hope this is a computer doing whoever is pulling the standings together after tonight's game.
Tell me about the tiebreaker, CJ. What is it?
Yeah, so, I mean, the first tiebreaker, if we're talking for first place, it would be head-to-head record. Now, if those games are tied, and of course, you only play a team twice in the season, so, very likely that could be 1-1. If that is the case, you go down and you look at the team's record against the next highest placed team. So if you're tied for second, you would look at the team's record against the first place team. And if you're tied for first, you would look against the record against the third place team. Montclair State also will not own that tiebreaker over TCNJ as they have lost to Ramapo. So the tiebreaker's not looking great for the Redhawks. A lot to consider, a lot to do the math on, but we are surely in for a fun night. We can make it as simple as win and you got the first seed.
Win and you're in, you're solidified to that first seed. I think that's the mentality. Do not put your destiny in the hands of other people or other teams in this case. You have it. You control your own destiny. Go out there, get the win, and you're that one seed, and you have home court advantage throughout all the playoffs. And here's Kieran Flanagan, just class act, as we were saying pregame. The fifth-year senior, he's the epitome of a player that you want on this basketball team. And it's a captain right there. That's a guy who just goes out there, plays his heart out, puts it all out on the court, and just is a role model for every player out there.
Starting lineups being announced here in Panzer Athletic Center. This building getting rowdier by the minute. For the Redhawks, Kieran Flanagan, Mike Jackson, Miles Primus, Cabe Goss, and Jacob Morales. And on the other side, for TCNJ, Nick Koch. I mean, we talked about him about 1,000 times. David Alexander, Matthew Okori, Matthew Solomon, and Jonathan Okocha will round out the starting lineups. Things back to normal after a little bit of a switch-up last game from the Lions as well, Tom.
Yeah, I think they were trying to figure out if maybe they start two bench players and have the bench, the second rotation, go out there and kind of have a spark off the bench. And it looks like they just switched right back to the original starting lineup. But I want to talk about this Montclair State lineup because Samar Abdullah unfortunately gets hurt as well. And you have to fit in. Players had to fit in. As I said, every time pregame, Miles Primus kind of slides right into that starting lineup. And they were trying to figure it out. Like they had Ahmad Robertson go in there starting for a couple of games. But then right when Primus went out there and they had Robertson as that sixth man. Coach Potts finally figured out that starting rotation, especially at the beginning of the season. If you go back to the first couple of games, Coach Potts is rolling out that five off, 5 on rotation. And now it looks like he's found his rhythm, found out how it works. And now going down the stretch, hopefully it continues to work for him.
So you know the stakes. You know what is on the line for both of these teams. They sure do as well. We are nearing tip here at Panzer Athletic Center. Thanks so much for joining us. The nightcap of the doubleheader. We are underway. TCNJ winning the tip. And the ball into the hands of Nick Koch. You will hear that name a ton tonight. Being guarded by Cabe Goss. Koch, there's Matthew Solomon. Back off to Koch. Driving, backing down on Goss. Right-handed shot, it goes! And the first basket of the game belongs to TCNJ and Nick Koch.
Koch already flexing on Cabe Goss, but wow, just what a turnaround. He posted down low, saw the size advantage, and took it.
Now the Redhawks. Their first opportunity offensively. It's Flanagan swinging to the corner. Miles Primus to Jacob Morales. Left-handed dribble drive. Gets Solomon in the air. Spins, turns, and knocks it down. Jacob Morales. And the leading scorer from each team getting the first baskets in this one.
Fadeaway floater mid-range. And almost a steal. But wow, just absolutely going back and forth so far the first two possessions.
Koch right around Mike Jackson into the bucket. No good. Rebounded by the smooth criminal. Jackson now. His final regular season game here at Panzer Athletic Center, as is Kieran Flanagan's. Morales swings. Goss. Jumper. It's good. Mid-range. Knocks it down. Cabe Goss.
And that's the Cabe Goss special. That mid-range jumper is what he loves to get, and that's where he gets it there.
Backing it out, there's David Alexandre, gives it to Koch. Corner, tray ball, Okacha, he got it. And a look toward the Red Hawk bench as Jonathan Okacha knocks down his triple.
He's the best three-pointer on this team. He has 53 all season, he just proved it.
Flanagan around a Morales screen. Goss, Morales with 10. Morales gonna try a tray ball. Comes up short, rebounded. Kieran Flanagan flying around, not known for his size and his rebounding, but he will make an impact in any way that he can. He swings, Jackson, a three, Simone! And Mike Jackson starting hot.
What a find by Kieran Flanagan. He finds him cross court. Mike Jackson pump fakes and just hits that three. Wow, what a play there by the Redhawks.
Lions getting through that full court press. A staple here for the Redhawks. We'll see it all game long. The feed down low and a mismatch. And the first bucket of the game. It's a big one right there.
And that's where the difference in forwards come in, and the size difference of this TCNJ team.
Corey knocked down the layup. Now it's Morales missing a three. It's rebounded. Jackson will have a foul on the floor. That one going to be given to the Lions.
Morales shooting 0 for 2. But what also I'm seeing from Morales and from this TCNJ team is that when Morales gets isolated out there by the three-point line, they pull a double team right away to try to get him to pass the ball, for him not to shoot. It's a great game plan by TCNJ to try to kind of get away from Jacob Morales as a three-point shooter.
Bench unit on for Montclair State. Christian Sivas with it. Driving in, he swings to the corner. Ahmad Robertson going to try a three and off the rim and no good. Quante Rogers also fresh into the game for Montclair State. He's defending Koch and he forces a turnover.
And in my players to watch, I said watch out for the second unit, especially Christian Sivas and Ahmad Robertson, two names that just come off in that second rotation, and they're just proven guys, and they come into the lineup with fresh set of legs, and they just prove why they're great on that second rotation.
Jackson going to be fouled. We'll have another whistle. Now I'm going to be given to Matthew Solomon. Fouls, something to keep track of throughout the day today. You want to keep your best guys on the floor. It's such an important game.
Especially if it does come down the stretch and it's a close game. You don't want anybody in foul trouble.
Sivas. Morales gets it to Jackson. Jackson going to try another three. Rebounded by Koch. Quick feed down the floor. What a feed inside and the layup good. Corey.
Corey comes in, second highest scorer on this TCNJ team. He had 13 points last time against Montclair State, already has 4.
Robertson, a strong drive. It's blocked. Corey making his presence felt at the rim on both ends.
Both ends of the ball, indeed. 4 points early on and then a block, a huge block, but I want to focus on Jacob Morales there, especially you see his three-point shooting, but what a feed there inside to Robertson. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the basket off the block, but Montclair State keeps possession at least.
Robertson off the inbound, drives, bodies his way in. The layup comes up short. Hard to tell if Daniel Yaris got a hand on it or not. Koch, the baseline drive on Sivas. Euro steps in, loses it. And another turnover. Back the other way, it's Ryan Castles. Finds it. Christian Sivas gets it to Grant Holbrook. Castles and Holbrook freshly into the game. Castles a three! Fresh into the game and he knocks down the triple.
And then that's pick and roll game by Holbrook and Castles. Two players that just came onto the court. Just wow, what a deep three by Castles. That's a difference maker right there.
So Holbrook the assist and Castles the tray ball. Another football pass is Koch, and that'll be up and down. Good defense from the Redhawks forced Anthony Milligan to second guess himself.
I think Ahmad Robertson is one of the best athletes on this team. The way he just tracks back. He was on offense, got right back on defense, and caused that travel, that up and down.
Robertson,
wow,
just such an explosive player and could jump out of the gym. So fast, so explosive. And now he has it as he feeds to Holbrook. Robertson. Holbrook. 10 to shoot for Castles. It's it. Robertson thought about going baseline, now backs it out up top. Shot clock running low. Robertson swings. Sevis, did he get it off? No good. Either way, it will be a shot clock violation. Good defense that time from TCNJ.
And that's great defense. You cause a turnover, and you cause a little bit of stoppage of a couple of good Montclair State possessions as Mike Jack and Cade Goss check back in. That's what Potts likes to do. Fast rotations, especially in a game like this where that second unit's going to have to come in big.
You know, Montclair State not afraid to go to their bench, even in a big game like this. They are sticking to what has worked as they look for a regular season title. Both of these teams polled as the first and second ranked in the NJAC respectively coming into the season in the coaches poll. Another layup try inside. That was a Corey again, this time off the mark. Goss snatches back, feeds inside. Kieran Flanagan, oh, he missed it. Koch trying to take advantage of the missed layup, and his floater knocks it down. Another big basket for Nick Koch, and that'll put the Lions in the lead. Castles inside, right-handed scoop shot. Couldn't get the English to roll.
Two unfortunate misses for Montclair State, in and out, both times with Flanagan and Castles. But wow, this game is going back and forth. The pace is absolutely electric.
Koch up top. Back to him, he's wide open in the corner. Splash! Nick Koch, and another look to the Red Hawk bench. The Lions are fired up early.
No, he's never beaten Montclair State. Already has 7 points early on. TCNJ up by 4. Nick Koch is going out there saying why he's one of the best players in the NJAC.
Jackson, strong drive, gets his own miss. Back up, no good. That is 4 straight missed layups for the Red Hawks. Castle goes flying to the floor. Possession in the direction of the College of New Jersey.
That is 3 possessions where unfortunate misses for the Red Hawks. You have to finish those, especially in a close game like this. Right after Nick Koch drained a 3 in the corner and then looked at your bench. You got to come in with that fierce mentality. Koch is already starting off. He flexed on him. He's looking at the bench. He's trying to prove that he can beat this team.
Koch definitely feeling himself the reigning NJAC player of the week and such a special player, but he will head to the bench here, so an opportunity for Montclair State to make up some lost ground. You got to think anytime that he goes to the bench, the Red Hawks going to want to try to take advantage of that.
And I don't know if you can. There's 4 other guys that average double digits on his team. It's absolutely insane.
They'll feed up top. There's Matthew Solomon. He'll swing outside. It's Okocha. A high bounce, and I believe it hit one of the cables up top.
That's the stop you need, and just like you said, got to take advantage of these minutes where Nick Koch isn't playing. You have to go down, especially after those 3 misses on back-to-back-to-back possessions. You got to get a basket here.
Morales swings to Flanagan. Flanagan doubled, and he stepped out of bounds. Wow, another mistake. A plethora of missed opportunities here early for Montclair State.
And these are the opportunities that you have to make. You have to get them.
Long pass, going to beat the full court press, and it's an easy layup for Jack Vrieswick. The Lions holding 6. Red Hawks looking for an answer. Primus snipes pump. He drives inside, and he's going to get whistled. Another turnover.
The defense, or TCNJ, is pulling out right now to stop a guy like Morales, stop a guy like Mike Jackson, especially that 3-point perimeter defense. They're second in the NJAC in best 3-point defense. They only allow 30% a game.
Tough defense. It's Primus. Right after the turnover, he earns it back. Morales is blocked inside, had 3 defenders on him. Loose ball. Goss recovers. And they'll try to take a breath. Jackson in the corner up top.
Slow it down.
They will do just that. Goss the feed. Jackson, 1 pump and then inside feeds. Nice cut. Primus through the contact. He'll draw the foul. And we'll see our first free throws of the evening. Miles Primus being aggressive, not afraid to attack the paint. Earned himself a trip to the charity stripe.
And Primus, like we said, entered this starting lineup 12 games ago now. It's been 12 straight consecutive games on Miles Primus has started this game, or started for this Red Hawks team.
And it's somebody who didn't even, didn't get any playing time to start the season, might we add.
Yeah, and Potts saw a vision. He put him out there, and wow, everything's history. And now, see some people cleaning up, I guess, a spill with water. But again, there was a couple of fouls there, I think, on that last possession. But great by Primus. You attack the basket, you draw, you absorb the contact, which is especially that's what you're supposed to do. And he's just been a game changer for this Red Hawk team.
One-time NJAC Rookie of the Week. The team leader in blocks as well.
What about that? He has 0 blocks in the last 3 games. It's not been kind of showing up on the stat sheet.
Those last 3 games have been quite the struggle. He's also had 4 or more fouls in every single one of those games. So availability, the best ability, and he just hasn't been on the floor.
And you're talking about those fouls. They're going to come down to the wire, especially in a game like this. It's going to get chippy by the end of it.
So after Primus splits the pair, it's Matthew Solomon driving in, no good, and we'll have another foul.
You're going to see fouls start collecting up, especially when you get into later end of this first half. As you see, TCNJ already have 3 fouls on this game. Montclair State, it's only their first. But again, it's going to start getting chippies. You're going to be driving the paint. You're going to start getting physical, especially down the stretch of these games.
So Matthew Solomon to the line. Knocks down his first. Morales was called for the foul. Just Montclair State's first foul in this game.
You know about Matthew Solomon. This guy, 6'7". But you know, he grew 7 inches in 1 summer.
Wow.
Absolutely insane.
It must be nice. As Jackson feeds inside. Another cut from Primus, strong to the rim, no good. And perhaps another block. Just great defense from the Lions, inside and out.
And size advantage proving.
As Alexandre can't get it to go. Flanagan cutting through the defense, gets it to Goss. Goss up top. Jackson pump fake successfully, drives inside. 7 to shoot. Goss out up top. Now to Flanagan. Flanagan wants a 3 off the front of the iron.
This TCNJ's defense inside the paint has been absolutely amazing. They're trying to make cuts, and they're right there in front of them. The zone defense working so far in this game for TCNJ. It's so hard to drive the paint there, and unfortunately the three-point shooting is not coming for Montclair State either. Solomon inside, no good, his own miss, and he goes right back up, and looks like a man amongst boys. Matthew Solomon puts TCNJ up by 9. And a smart timeout by Potts as well. A couple of bad possessions for the Red Hawks, and now up by 9. And these are minutes where, again, Nick Koch is not on the floor. And this second unit for TCNJ is just going out there, playing their game. And, man, Matthew Solomon, absolutely amazing. Like you said, a rebounding machine, probably the best at rebounder in the NJAC. Gets his own rebounds, and it's just going to be very hard to stop in the paint, especially with the size advantage. Yeah, Montclair State, you want to look down the stat sheet, 4 of 18, just really struggling early in this one. One thing before we head off, I got some trivia for you. I know Vincent Bacone hosts the trivia show here at Montclair State, the RHSN The Show. But one really quick trivia question. It's about TCNJ. All right, which notable actor known for roles in The Office and The Hangover is a TCNJ alum? The Office and The Hangover. And then The Hangover. Yes. I'm trying to think about this because I've definitely seen both of those things. And is it Ed Helms? Ed Helms a TCNJ It is not. Alum? Is that a trick question? Philly guy. It's a Philly guy. And Bradley Cooper? Bradley Cooper. When was Bradley Cooper in The Office? Maybe that's wrong. I don't know. It's we got some false trivia, but Morales out of the timeout in Montclair State, making an adjustment. Hey, it's ChatGPT, so sometimes it's wrong. But you know what? If I put it in the ChatGPT now, it would say Jacob Morales is a certified stud. And a travel. Montclair State starting to swing some momentum after a short break.
They get the 3 ball and then force the travel. The heavy defensive pressure finally starting to come to play. So now back to a 2-possession game. Goss shakes Koch. He's got 2 men on him. Swings, it's an open Mike Jackson pump fake, drives inside, right-handed mid-range, and it's good. Mike Jackson, a tough shot, but he knocks it down.
Mike Jackson, Jacob Morales off of that timeout are now just coming through for this Montclair State team. A three-pointer, a quick three-pointer by Morales, and that mid-range floater by Mike Jackson.
So a nice little 5-0 stretch right there. We'll see if we can turn it into a run. Koch to Solomon and now swings it to the corner. Okocha, no good. Rebound, fighting for it. Kieran Flanagan to the deck. Comes away with it. Big hustle play right there for the 5th-year senior. Now Morales, the other end. It's no good. Jackson on the offensive rebound. What an effort. The Redhawks all over the place right now. They'll have an extra 20 to find something. Goss. Swings. Jackson. Trey. Yes! Mike Jackson knocks it down. And Montclair State within 1.
Going back to that, Kieran Flanagan jumps on the ball on the other end. And then you have Mike Jackson saves it inbound. Just great teamwork there by the Redhawks.
Solomon, no good on the response, but a big-time rebound and back up. That's a Corey. And a big-time bucket right there on the second chance. Morales thought about it. Flanagan knocks a man to the floor. Goss. 10 to shoot for the Redhawks. It's Goss trying his own 3, and it's good! Gabe Goss coming through and knotting it up at 22.
Whatever Coach Potts told this team on that timeout just absolutely turned them around. Gabe Goss is now hot from 3. What a three-pointer there. What a pick there by Jacob Morales as well.
And another 3 and a big-time shot. That'll quiet the crowd. Jonathan Okocha.
Insane basketball, trading shots like that. Absolutely crazy.
Eight minutes to go here in the first half. Jackson a 3. This one again for the tie. No good. Morales and Okocha fight for the loose rebound. It's going to belong to Montclair State.
And if you go back to that, that's smart by Morales. He knew he wouldn't get there quick enough. It looks like that Okocha was going to get there before him. So he just tapped that ball and hit off Okocha and went out for Montclair State ball. It's just great play there by Jacob Morales.
A lot of subs for both teams. Someone who's into the game for the first time, Kunga Sering, as Montclair State looks to match some of that size.
And I think that's exactly the reason why Potts puts them out there. They're getting out-rebounded. Only by 1 right now, but 12-1. But again, you just need some size in the paint.
Robertson to the corner. There's Jackson. He caught Koch in the air, now swings it. An open Sevis 3, no good. And it's Sering right away. He's in the game. He delivers with an offensive rebound and then a second chance bucket.
And Montclair State TCNJ players are chirping back and forth right now. They see they're shushing the benches, flexing on them. They're doing everything, and right now, going back and forth. They got a little bit of chirping going on right now.
That's what makes this just so much fun. Everybody knows what's on the line. Potential first seed in the NJAC for Montclair State if they win. As a feed inside Koch and a miscommunication from the Redhawks results in an open layup for a Corey.
An underrated part of Koch's game is the way he could just pass the ball and facilitate. 106 assists on the season before this game.
Jackson went to the ground. He finds Sering. Sering a drive inside. It's blocked. We'll have a foul. And so Kunga Sering coming into the game, someone who's dealt with a little bit of time off this season, had an injury, returned, has struggled to get back into the rotation, and right away starting to make his impact felt.
And I think the big men who are coming back, like a Kunga Sering and a Francisco Paulino, are going to be huge, especially in the playoff time. Just because you need that size. There's so many teams. A team like Ramapo, who has their number twice, they're a team that has size in the paint. And again, this TCNJ team also has that size. And you kind of just have to put players out there that can rebound. And literally on the first possession of this game for Kunga Sering, an offensive rebound and a putback. And that's exactly what you need when you put a big man out there.
Saring, the Adelphi transfer in his second season with Montclair State. The tallest player on this roster at 6'7". Now TCNJ looking for a response of their own.
And that's what you want off the press. A quick three and a miss, that's great. That's exactly what you want if you're Montclair.
Jackson. Seavis the rebound. Jackson wanted that second chance. Now he elects to drive. He lost it. Off a couple of bodies and out of bounds. Last touch by TCNJ. Good defense by Nick Koch.
As you see Seavis telling Mike Jackson to slow it down a little bit. You got time. And Mike Jack, again, starting this game, 2 for 4 from 3, shooting 50% so far. And now Jacob Morales and Henry Myers checks in.
Henry Myers into the game for the first time. Another senior that was honored today.
He's a game changer, especially if he gets open in that three-point range. He is lockdown.
Yeah, spark plug. As he takes his place in the right corner. Robertson drives, layup. It's good. Ahmad Robertson getting to the basket with ease.
Baseline drive, puts it up. That's exactly what you need off the bench in a guy like Robertson.
Koch directing traffic. Now swinging. It's a 3-ball on the way. Left-handed shot, no good from Nick Seelock. Now down the other end. It's Robertson up strong and great defense of Corey on the recovery. Now a 3-ball. Off the mark that time. Somehow he's going to get the roll. Wow. We've seen that a couple different times, those high arcing shots. That time it was Frieswick letting it rip and getting some help from up top. Unfortunately, it doesn't count.
And going back to that block of Corey, just great. He's great defense. He's scoring as well. 8 points, team high so far. He's doing it on both sides of the court. But I was just looking. This Montclair State team is already 11 players deep. Absolutely insane. If you compare it to TCNJ, they are only 8 players deep right now. Just how deep this Montclair State squad is. And they're not even fully healthy right now.
Such a deep squad, and Justin Potts trusts pretty much everybody down the line on that bench. Another important factor of a team that's hoping to have some championship DNA. Inside, it's Rogers on the turnaround, and he gets the roll. Quante Rogers, a tough shot, and it goes. Montclair State leads it.
And he goes right over to Solomon at the baseline, starts clapping in his face too. Oh, this is going to start getting chippy. I already can see it.
23 on 23, up the floor. Alexandre loses it. Ahmad Robertson the steal. Myers to the floor, and Montclair State forces the turnover. Morales hasn't been able to get open from 3, but a strong drive, and he lays it in. Jacob Morales gets it done. Timeout, Lions.
What a Euro step inside. Takes it to the basket and gets it. Wow. Up by 2. Ever since that timeout, the game has just absolutely changed. It's actually up by 4 right now. Here's the replay. The step puts it up. That's a absolute grown man status, grown man play right there by Jacob Morales. Absolutely insane. He's dominating in the paint right now as well. And that's a guy you need. You need a guy that could drive to the basket, attack it like that, and just go up, get those 2 points. Just he's an all-around great player. We talk about his three-point shooting, 89 threes. 89 threes breaks Steve Breedman's record. But again, he could do it. He could drive the paint. He can get mid-range and floaters. He could do anything on the scoring position.
Morales demands that respect out at the three-point arc, and that's the reason that drive is there. And you were right in the pregame. You said TCNJ is going to throw a lot of different looks at him. They're going to put a lot of emphasis on stopping Jacob Morales, and finally able to break through. He's up to 7 points.
Yeah, he's 1 for 4 from 3. They're stopping his three-point ability. But again, he has that second step of his game where he can be in the paint. He can get the rebounds. He can drive, attack the basket. But a guy like Mike Jackson as well, he's shooting 2 for 5. He's hitting a couple of threes so far in this game. And he's like the same kind of player. He has another side of his game where it's not just all three-point shooting. He can also drive the paint and get some mid-range jumpers. Both of those players just can do it on all sides of the ball.
Morales also 3 assists on the day. That leads the team. So really just finding any way to be productive. A very selfless Montclair State team. They have 2 different players atop the NJAC ranks in assists per game, and Flanagan and Goss just shows how much they share the wealth and how important that is to their success.
And we talked about the size advantage pregame, but Montclair State are out-rebounding TCNJ right now by 4, 17-13. That's absolutely insane.
And a lot of offensive rebounds and second chances as well. They have worked hard for their opportunities, although not having the best shooting day. Out of the timeout, Nick Koch comes up short. Rebounded by Rogers. Montclair wanting to push the pace. And now they'll get into an offensive set with Morales up top. Flanagan across the baseline. Myers, a healthy three. It's good. Henry Myers, his first shot goes down.
Like I said, locked down in the corner. Henry Myers comes off the bench and just provides a spark for this offense.
Swinging it to the corner, beating the press again. The Lions, the three-pointer, no good. Okori couldn't get it done.
And that's what you want out of the press. You want TCNJ to think that, oh, you have an open three, and then they take it too quickly and they miss. That's just great defense and great mindset for this Montclair State defense so far in this game.
10-0 run from the Redhawks. Morales at three. Yes, sir! Jacob Morales! And the lead is up to double digits. Inside the answer, nice response of Corey. And that'll settle things, at least for the moment. Under 3.5 to go here in half number 1. Sivas. Flanagan to Myers. He's got the open drive, and I think he stepped on the baseline. Either that or he traveled. Not sure what the official call was. Down on the other end of the floor.
If I'm Myers, I'm taking that, especially even with the person in my face. You know that he could shoot the ball, especially in that corner. He already proved it. He already did it that last time he hit that three. But wow, Jacob Morales, again, I want to go that Christian Sivas, the Jacob Morales three-pointer, that kind of put them up by 10. Absolutely insane. It's just great ball movement by this Montclair State team.
Redhawks think Koch walked. Will play on. Koch up top, guarded tightly by Jackson. Trying to spin, kicks to the corner. A deep three, Alexandre, and he hits it. Alexandre, more like, as he knocks down his first three.
I love that. I love that. Last year, he's a 5-time Rookie of the Week, and now he comes in as kind of a seasoned veteran as a sophomore, and he's just proving he's upped his game.
Goss gets it to Jackson. One more. Kieran Flanagan. Selfless basketball, and the Redhawks rewarded with a big-time three-pointer.
And that's what you want to do, trading triples on the other end.
Koch driving on Primus to the corner. Alexandre, another one, and back-to-back possessions. He's heating up.
Like I said, he stepped his game up. He's up 3 points per game this season. He had 8.3 last year. Now he's up to 11. And his three-point game has just been unmatched so far.
The Lions doubling everything right now. They'll get it down low, and the Redhawks picking apart that defense. Kunga sharing another layup.
And that's Cape Goss right there. He's 4th in assist in all of the NJAC.
A Solomon strip by Primus in the corner. It's Jackson, 3-ball. It's good! Mike Jackson from downtown, and it's a big-time Montclair State run. They are feeling it. The lead stretched back to 10. Another turnover. Flanagan on it. Goss is fouled. It is raucous in Panzer Athletic Center.
And what defense here by the Montclair State Redhawks. Kieran Flanagan saves that ball, keeps it inbound for the Redhawks, gives it to Goss, gets fouled. But wow, what a couple of possessions there. That Mike Jackson triple, timeout here by TCNJ, have to call it. And here's that save. It's a goalie type save. It's like if you're in soccer. Absolutely insane. And there's the foul. Just this Redhawk team comes out, they know what they have to do, and they just proved up by 10 right now. Absolutely insane. And they're just turning this game around. Panzer absolutely off their feet, absolutely electric. Like we said, if you get home court advantage, you want to play here because the atmosphere is absolutely insane, and I'm feeling the atmosphere right now.
I mean, just imagine an NJAC final in this building. Now, granted, they would have to win a game to get to that point, It's never happened, that event in this building, so just a very exciting time right now. Montclair State leading it by 10. They came out into this game on the colder end of things. Weren't defending well, weren't scoring well. They have turned the tide in the last few minutes.
King, I think a lot of it, even though he doesn't show up in the stat sheet that much, but actually in the last 3 games, he has showed up a lot in the stat sheet, and that's Kieran Flanagan. He's averaging 16 points in the last games, number 3 in assists in all of the NJAC. But wow, right now he's 3 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and on the defensive side of the ball, he's just been absolutely amazing.
Another foul that's going to be given to Alexandre. Coach Goldsmith for TCNJ is hot.
Won't be surprised if he talks a little bit too much and maybe gets a tech. He is on his feet. He's talking to the refs. He keeps going.
No more fouls to give for the Lions. 67 seconds here in the first half of this one. Redhawks looking to extend their lead. Inside, Sering lost the handle as he went up. He was looking for the flush. And we're going to have a foul down low. Sering a little too physical on Matthew Solomon.
Yeah, Sering was trying to call for the foul on the other end. He said he got hacked, but unfortunately the ref didn't see it. But if you're the Redhawks right now, you got to get out of this possession, get one more possession before the half, and try to get up as much as possible. If you can go down and drain a 3, you would bring this game to a 13-point if you get the stop here.
Nick Koch looking for Flanagan. He loses the ball. It's on the ground. And we'll have a jump ball. Possession to the Redhawks.
And this defense, if you lose the ball, if you're TCNJ, you lose that ball, you'll see Kieran Flanagan jump on it. We've seen Ryan Castles jump on the ball. We've just seen Cape Goss jump on the ball. They're sacrificing their body for this team. They're going out there. They're putting everything out there on the court. And I think that's been the difference maker here today so far.
They are forcing turnovers, and they've only picked up 2 fouls in the first half. They've kept their hands clean. Morales and Sering, the 2 recipients, just 1 apiece. About 6 seconds separating the shot clocks and game clocks.
Using up all the time.
Goss up top. He's got about 8 to shoot. Gets a screen from Morales. Goss inside. It's Morales with the right hand. He kisses it off the glass. 5 seconds to go. TCNJ gonna have to hurry. Koch up to midcourt. He'll need a heave at the buzzer. Oh, and he got it. Oh, Nick Koch. How did he do it? Some magic and a big way to end the half. He pulls it within 10. A masterful shot between 2 defenders. Wow.
We're seeing both teams go back and forth so far. Montclair State still has his upper edge, 9-point game. But wow, Nick Koch is going out there. He gets that quick, I wouldn't say easy. That was such a hard 3 to make, a floater 3. Here's the replay. Floater, jumps it up off the backboard.
My
goes
goodness.
In. Wow, absolutely insane by Nick Koch. But then on the other end, Cabe Goss takes all the time that he needs. It sets the pick and roll with Jacob Morales and gets him running to the basket for 2. Just wow, here's the replay again.
Yeah, this deserves a second, third look, make it.
In slow-mo.
I mean, first of all, how is it not blocked by Primus?
Gets it over, too. That's just elite play there by Nick Koch. That's why he's one of the best players in the NJAC.
An unbelievable end to the first half. Montclair State does still lead it by 9 points, and really kind of 2 different stories for them. They came out ice cold and then turned it around, got the crowd on their side, started playing with some ferocity, Tom.
And that's what you get if you're this Montclair State team. You're a 3-point shooting team if it's cold, but once it gets hot, that's when it starts rolling for this team, and that's when the crowd starts getting into it, and that's when it doesn't stop. You keep going and going and going, and that's what this Montclair State team did, especially at the second half of the first half after 10 minutes. They turned the game around after one of the timeouts and just put that game away. But still, 9-point game. Anything can happen in the second half. We literally just saw the women's team go out there and almost come back from a 20-point lead. So, or 20-point deficit. So this Montclair State team is not over yet. Anything can happen.
Yeah, one thing we know, this game is far from over. A lot to talk about at the intermission for both of those teams as we head to the intermission. 14 minutes on the clock. We'll see you on the other side of this first half. Welcome back here on the Red Hawk Sports Network. We are live, just a few minutes to go here before the start of the second half. Such a big game between Montclair State and the College of New Jersey. CJ Staniak, Thomas Gaffney Jr. What a fun first half it was. And if you were operating the scoreboard, I think you saw a lot of three-pointers on the animation, Tom.
A lot of three-pointers. Montclair State coming in, shooting 47.4% in that first half. 9 three-pointers. TCNJ as well, shooting a good 43%. 6 three-pointers in that first half. Absolutely insane. They were going back and forth with each other, and here's some of them right now. Cabe Goss kicks it back out. Mike Jackson, that's a smooth criminal right there. And wow, Cabe Goss step back three. He's getting hot as well. It's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, Montclair State, 9 of 19 from 3 in the first half. TCNJ, 6 of 14. Just a ridiculous. I mean, we know that Montclair State lives and dies by the three. TCNJ trying to match that a little bit. But certainly the Red Hawks caught spark there towards the end of the first half.
And that's what you want to see. You saw in that first couple of minutes in that first half, they came out and they weren't shooting the three very well, but then they catch fire. If you're a three-point shooting team like this Montclair State, like the Montclair State Red Hawks, it's a game of runs. You go out there and get the runs. And here's that last three by Nick Koch, and there's the three-point shooting, the shot chart.
Yeah,
all over the place. Got a couple
TCNJ
in the corner.
all around the horn. I mean, across the entire perimeter.
It's both teams. They're passing the rock around, and they're trying to get open anywhere beyond the arc, and they've been doing a great job at it. But wow, it's a game of runs. Montclair State up by 9. It's going to be an insane and a fun second half here at Panzer. I cannot wait for what's in store.
I mean, you mentioned it. Game of runs. TCNJ came out, took a quick 10-point lead. It would just, you start to worry a little bit. Montclair State doesn't come out with that same fire, that same energy that they normally do. a timeout called. They come out of that timeout, and then all of a sudden it's a different team. We see guys diving on the ground for loose balls. We see 3 balls going down, strong physical drives, just a mixture of everything, and really good basketball in the first half for Montclair State.
Yeah, and pregame we were talking about the size advantage that TCNJ has, and now Montclair State comes to this game out rebounding TCNJ 19-14 by 5. They have 8 offensive rebounds as well. They've been going out there, they've been getting their own boards, they've been getting a lot of rebounds, especially like we were saying pregame, where TCNJ is going to come out and just trying to drive and be in that paint, have a huge paint presence, and Montclair State proving that, you know what, even though they have the size advantage, we can still out rebound them.
Yeah, Montclair State finishing the half 8 of their last 9 from the field. Just ridiculous, hitting at such a high clip. They forced turnovers, and really it comes down to the fact that they ended up catching fire on the offensive end. We got to talk about Jacob Morales and Mike Jackson. It's the 2 guys that, you know, like, I know we were kind of on the fence. Who are we picking for a player to watch, Tom? And both of these guys, 12 and 11 respectively, they certainly turned on the Jets and are leading the way for the Redhawks.
And they're both doing it, shooting a combined 5 for 11 from the three ball. 12 points for Morales, 11 points for Mike Jackson. They're just coming out there, one of the best duos in the NJAC, and proving to everybody that they can be the 1 seed and get that first 1 seed for the Montclair State Redhawks, so that everyone has to go through Panzer. But wow, they're coming out, they're proving that they're one of the best, if not the best duo. And now they have something to prove in the second half. They have to finish the job and go out there and put it all away.
And on the other side of things, Nick Koch, we talked about it coming into the game. We know the impact that he's going to have. All things considered, I would say kind of a more quiet half. Had 7 points before that halftime, that shot to send us to the half. An unbelievable heave between 2 defenders. I think you still had a pretty successful half as far as contributing in other facets, though.
Yeah, like you're saying, the other facets, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. That's how good he's been in this game. Even though he only has 10 points, he does average 20. Again, here's an amazing 3-point buzzer beater at the end of that first half.
I don't think we can show that enough.
We got to keep. It's absolutely amazing. But Nick Koch, you see that he could score, but again, the way he could rebound the ball and the way that he can facilitate the ball is absolutely phenomenal as well. And Nick Koch comes in and kind of proves they can do it on all sides.
Just to give you a little bit of a halftime update here with other scores around the NJAC. Stockton, with 15 minutes left in the game, at home against Rowan. They lead it by 15 over the Profs. On the other side, Ramapo, you look just down the road to William Patterson. They are only up 10 at the half, so things could still go a couple of different ways, you know. I mean, a 10-point lead, I would say I would expect things to be a little more stretched out by then for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, that's only a 10-point lead. If William Patterson can play some spoiler, they're not making the playoffs, that could be huge, especially for Montclair State and also for TCNJ as well, especially when it comes down to seeding. So if Ramapo loses that game, that's going to be huge for both of these teams right now playing on this court.
By the way, just want to let you guys know that trivia question was absolutely false back in the first half.
Honestly,
I hope none of you have taken that away from the broadcast and think that Bradley Cooper is from TCNJ. He is not.
It's not even Ed Helms either. I don't know.
It's not Ed Helms. It's neither of them.
I don't even know who it was. I don't know. I don't know who it was, but that was a good question. Not a good question spit out by ChatGPT.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you made me look like a fool in front of our audience. Second half underway. And the layup from Matthew Solomon gets us started. Goss with it. Goss guarded by Solomon. That's a fun matchup as Primus underneath. He loses the ball. And taken by the Lions. Koch looking to build off that incredible shot. He gets it down low. Solomon and one! Strong to the net. And he'll earn himself a chance for one more at the line.
And that's how you start this second half. Solomon driving the paint, going up, getting the and one. Wow, that's 4 points early on. Could make it 5 for Matthew Solomon. He's a force to be reckoned with in the paint right now.
Absorbing the contact and finishing with the layup. Free throw, no good. Nice rebound by Jackson. He was boxing out the shooter. So a 5-point lead for the Redhawks. If they win, they will earn the regular season title here in the NJAC and the 1 seed through the rest of the NJAC tournament. It will run through Panzer Athletic Center. Goss, mid-range. Pull-up shot, no good. Nice move to shake his defender, but couldn't finish it. Solomon feeds down low, and a big-time layup. That's Matthew Okori.
I know we talked about Nick Koch in that first half, but Okori, 12 points early on. And early on in this second half, he's been proven, and he's scoring.
Yeah, he now has the team lead in points. So now just a 3-point game. And another turnover as Cave Goss, the pass didn't get through. 9-0 run right now for the Lions. Dating back to that shot at the end of the first half. Koch has 10 to shoot. Drives, pick and roll with Solomon. He's down low. Solomon's got Goss on him. He's got 3 defenders on him. He goes up. It's no good. And last touch by Solomon. So a big stop right there from the Redhawks. I mean, they had to earn that one.
That's a crazy mismatch under the basket. Solomon going down low against Cave Goss. Wow. That's absolutely hilarious. And he did not get the basket either.
That's 6'7" on 5'8".
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. Good job by Cave Goss there.
Flanagan came over to help. They forced the miss. Morales was looking for Jackson. Couldn't get it done, and now Koch weaving through defenders. Oh my goodness, Nick Koch! Inside, he lost the ball. Sevis drives, corner, 3-ball for Mike Jackson. Oh, and it rims out, it was halfway down. Jackson, frustrating miss, but an offensive rebound and a foul.
So unlucky for Mike Jackson there. That was just in and out. But Montclair State not started in the half how they really wanted to. TCNJ still in this run.
Sevis and Morales, little 2-man game. It's a Euro step for Sevis. He left it off the front of the iron. Nice rebound again, and Primus gonna draw another foul. This time it'll be in the act of shooting.
Now going to the line for 2, but okay, need to get these points early on. Especially that TCNJ is now getting back in this game. It's only a 3-point game. Every point's gonna matter, and these free throws are gonna matter as well. Here's the replay, the rebound, and then the foul.
Said I had my eye on Miles Primus. While he hasn't necessarily shown up in the box score, he has worked hard.
He's earned the minutes on this team. Like I said, 12 straight starts. He's filling in for Samar Abdullah, who's out injured, and he's just been proving everything why he should be starting.
Primus splits the pair. Four-point game, full court press here from Montclair State. Normally in the second half, you start to see it break down, create more turnovers. Koch slowly working his way through the defense up. Shot no good. Another nice rebound from Primus. Sevis feeds inside. Primus, one dribble out up top. It's Morales. A 3 with a hand in his face, and Solomon comes up with the block. A block on a 3-point attempt, and now it's Koch the other way. Got it done! A tough lay from Nick Koch, defense to offense, and TCNJ is back within 2.
Great defense, then right to Nick Koch on the other end, absorbs the contact, goes up, and gets the bucket. That's just a tough basket there by Koch.
A flex from Koch after the tough layup. He has shown emotion all day long. Morales, this time a healthier look, and he knocks it down. Jacob Morales, nice response on the 3-ball.
And just, wow, what a quick release by Jacob Morales. You could get that ball, and it's in and out of his hands in about a second. That's absolutely insane to have, and Jacob Morales just proving why he's just a great 3-point shooter.
It's Solomon down low off that pick and roll again. He left it long, but a nice rebound to Corey, and the layup is good. Oh, miscommunication. The ball hits Morales as Jackson was trying to get it to the corner for Flanagan. Now Koch, a snatch back in a 3-ball, and it's off the mark.
It's unfortunate for Montclair State. He has a turnover. And a timeout called by TCNJ, but now this game's close. It's a 3-point game, as it was 9 at halftime. TCNJ coming back, and now Montclair State has to figure it out. But this is what happened in the beginning of the first half, is where Montclair State started off a little slow, but then they caught fire off a couple of quick threes, and that's exactly what Potts did. He called the timeout. Coming out of the timeout, they were absolutely on fire. I don't know what Potts says in that circle, but whatever he does, Montclair State just turns the tables and goes out there and starts shooting lights out.
Yeah, we saw a timeout earlier from Montclair State work out in their favor, and they came out a different team. As you see the 3 from Morales. That one, I guess when you don't have somebody who's 6'7" closing out on you, it's a little bit easier, huh?
But it's still a quick trigger. It's in and out of his hands, and like I said, like a second. And that's exactly why Jacob Morales is so good at shooting those threes. That just a quick release is what you love to have if you're a basketball player, and especially he's accurate as well. He's shooting 46% from 3. That's just amazing to have.
So the Red Hawks holding 3 here. 5 minutes into the second half. Bench unit on. Robertson up top. Sevis going to try a 3. It's no good. Another stop forced by TCNJ. They can tie things up with a 3. To the corner and then back out up top. Koch working on Jackson. He spins away. Finds an open man. It's Alexandre driving. Kicks it out. Friesdwick ties it. Knotted at 51 here at Panzer. Sevis to Sering. His layup's good.
What a 3 by Friesdwick. Then the answer there by Kunga Sering. Game's going back and forth. It's going to go down to the wire. 14 minutes still left. It's just going to be going back and forth. Defense is also going to come up big.
Mike Jackson fired up as he forces a turnover. Knocked it out of the hands of Alexandre, and then it hit off of his fingertip and went out of bounds. Alexandre disagreeing with the call. He's got to be careful.
He does, because you don't want unnecessary techs that lead to free free throws. And then if it's a 1-point game, that's what you go back to. You look back at this point in time. You look back at a tech, and it could be a game changer if you do get one.
No techs issued, no free points given up for the Lions. You're absolutely right, Thomas. At the end of the game, those are the points that you look at in a close one. Rogers, a 3-ball.
Just so unfortunate, the in and out. Mike Jackson had a couple. Quante Rogers has that one. Just cannot get the ball to fall.
Drive, Rogers draws the charge. Milligan gonna get whistled for the offensive foul.
And this second unit coming up big again. Quante Rogers off the miss. Goes back on the other end, draws that charge. You take all contact. That's just great defensive play right there by the Red Hawks.
And it's little plays like that just come up so huge. Those are winning basketball plays. Robertson around Koch and right to the rim.
Again, that athleticism, uses his speed around Koch. Goes up, attacks the basket. Robertson just so athletic.
Koch working on Rogers. He spins, right-handed shot, it's good. Nick Koch.
Nick Koch has that aura around him. He goes on the other end and he just goes up and silences all the crowd.
Seeing responses from both teams right now. Goss, he wants a 3. Off the front of the rim, big time rebound, Mike Jackson, and he's right back up for 2.
Going back and forth in this game, you need to get a favorable lead if you're the Red Hawks.
Well, out of bounds. Oh, we're going to have a foul issued right there.
I think that's just a player playing great defense in Cape Goss trying to attack the ball. Unfortunately, does draw the foul.
Just the first foul on Goss. If there is good news, you see that tough shot. Nick Koch spinning free. I mean, he still had Rogers draped on him.
It's absolutely the same. He creates his own space. Spin move. fade away, just jumper, absolutely amazing by Nick Koch. He could do a lot. He could cross you up, get you open, get you on the ground, just drain a three in your face.
Long pass, swatted! Quante Rogers denies! Morales on the other end, it's good! A swatted a three, and the Red Hawks lead it by 7.
Crowd going crazy.
We'll have a foul. Flanagan gonna draw the whistle.
That's what you want if you're the Red Hawks. A block into a Jacob Morales three. The second unit, one of my players, the game, what to watch in this game, that second unit is gonna come up big. Robertson comes up with a huge three. Rogers gets a swat, a rejection at the rim. Wow, the second unit is playing absolutely lights out.
So now the Lions gonna look to settle things down. Crucial possession coming up. Corey. Oh, Red Hawks think he walked. On the wing. 3-ball on the way. It's no good. But a rebound from Corey. Feeds it back down low. Okocha, second chance, and this time he gets the layup.
Well, Rogers was trailing right behind him. That was close. He almost gets the block. But wow, this game's going back and forth. TCNJ responds with a quick 2 in their own. Now only a 5-point game. Still 11 minutes to play here at Pansy.
Oh yeah, we got a long way to go. And a lot to unfold. In the final minutes of this one, Jackson. He's caught several defenders in the air today with those pump fakes. That time unable to get anything from it. Five to shoot for Flanagan. Gets it to Rogers. Rogers drives, lays, it's good! Quante Rogers providing the spark for the Red Hawks.
Leads the team in assists. What an assist there by Kieran Flanagan, but what a finish by Rogers.
Three on the other end, it's no good. Rebounded by Goss. Goss drives, lays, it's off the mark. Tough shot there. And then he goes crashing into Alexandre.
If you're Cape Goss, you've got to slow that down. You're a 1-on-4 right there. I know you want to attack the basket. I know you want to get the coast to coast. Just unfortunate, you're just 1-on-4. You really can't do anything. You've got to slow it down, allow your players to track back, and get a good offensive possession there.
Quante Rogers heads to the bench. What a shift from him.
Again, the second unit, it's gonna be big in this game, and they've been proving it.
So now off the inbound. Solomon. Up top, it's Koch. Koch snatches back on Sevis. 3-ball, no good. Rebound for Flanagan. Koch still trying to find his footing here in the second half. Other end, Castles wants a 3. No good. And they'll stay with Montclair State.
I said about the second unit, 21 points from this second unit for this Red Hawks team. Exactly what you want off the bench.
Really nice work from everybody who's come into the game today for Montclair. They have all had a big part in where the score lies right now. Still more work to be done. Castles got bumped by Koch, ends up getting it to Morales. Morales, it's good! And the deflection off the inbounds pass. Morales is getting aggressive today on his way to the rim. Normally we see the dominance from the arc.
And he is dominating from the arc. He's shooting 50%, 4 for 8. But he also is just attacking the basket whenever he wants to. He was looking for a foul there. There was no call. Now this press defense playing great.
A turnover off the inbounds. Sevis, Castles, Flanagan, Castles, 3-ball. No good. But an offensive rebound. And Morales is fouled. He's fired up.
Flex on them, Jacob Morales. He's proven why this team is the best in the NJAC. Turning it around. TCNJ came back, and now Montclair State looked to put this one away under 10. Try to make it a 10-point game.
Timeout Lions.
And that's what you need. I think that's a smart timeout by Goldsmith. But wow, this Montclair State team, after the timeout, it's always good. Here's the replay. He misses the 3, gets the offensive rebound, and then gets the foul. Just great play by Morales. He's doing it. Three-point shooting, driving the paint, the offensive rebounds. He's doing it everywhere.
It's been hard over height for the Montclair State Redhawks as far as rebounding goes. And Tom, if I had to judge on the body language of these two teams, it's very one-sided.
Yeah, TCNJ looked like they tried to come out hot, and they did. But unfortunately, Montclair State just got hotter, and they went out there playing their game, that three-point ball. And now it's a 9-point game, back to where we started at the beginning of the second half. Under 10 now. It's going to get very physical, very chippy, like I was saying in the first half, between these two teams. You see both teams flexing on each other. You see both teams chirping. It's going to be absolutely insane, especially if TCNJ does find a way to get back in this game.
So let me ask you, we're in a 9-point game. Montclair State, obviously very fired up, headed into the timeout. This thing's far from over. What adjustments need to be made right now for the Lions?
Honestly, I think you just got to attack down low. Right now, Kungasarian looks like he's about to check in. Not entirely sure. Grant Holbrook, which they're not. They're going to send a smaller lineup out once again with Miles Primus kind of playing that 5, or Jacob Morales and Miles Primus playing that 5. Again, you have to attack it as they are sending out a huge lineup in Solomon. And you also have Yaris as well, and number 24, Matthew Arquari.
Yeah.
Again, you just got to attack down low, try to get some quick, easy twos, draw some and ones, try to get to the foul line. That's exactly what you have to do if you're TCNJ to try to get back in this game.
3 different 6'7" guys on the floor right now for the Lions. As Morales knocks down the first.
And with size, you also bring kind of the screen game and the pick and roll game with Nick Koch. You can get him open from that three-point arc or even in mid-range territory. He's usually locked down from there, and you get some quick, easy points.
Morales up to 22 on the night as he converts on both free throws. And a turnover! Oh, it goes right through the hands of Yaris.
Yaris frustrated with himself there, not to get that inbounds pass. And now Montclair State, it's an 11-point game right now. They could bring the lead to potentially 14 of the 3.
They lead it by 11. 11-2 run for Montclair State. Things got close, but they have pulled away in the last couple of minutes. Looking to add on and get some insurance right now. Morales backing a man down inside for Primus. Flanagan's got 2. He's got to get a shot up mid-range. Off the back of the rim. It was a good look at the end of the shot clock for Flanagan, but no good.
Great look, gets it up. Unfortunately, just couldn't go. Just, wow, this team is still playing great. They're facilitating the ball movement. Montclair State has it all.
Koch frees himself around the screen. He drives the floater. No good. Rebounded Flanagan. Pushes it ahead. Primus in deep. The layup. He got it. Montclair State flying around the floor.
Kieran Flanagan up to 6 assists. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 points. Just doing it on all ends.
Koch nearly had it stripped by Primus, but he gets it ahead. Oh, and they're going to get a backcourt violation. It is pouring on right now.
Backcourt violation, could have been a travel on Koch as well. They're just absolutely fired up as the student section right now. Absolutely insane. That's great to see. Panzer absolutely electric on their feet. Team is up by 13 right now. Got to put this one away.
Primus, two-handed jam! This place is rocking.
15-point game. Foul called on Morales, but wow. It's exactly what you want if you're the Redhawks. Up by 15 now, playing absolutely amazing defensive ball. Here's the replay. Finds the inside. Primus, two-handed slam. Wow, this team is just absolutely electric, and they're still playing the press.
The pedal to the metal right now. Montclair State stepping on the throats of the Lions. Solomon. Frieswick. Now up top, Alexandre inside. Morales knocks it away. Another turnover. Flanagan decides to go fast. His layup's good. Through the contact, he hits the deck and earns another deuce. Alexandre shut down inside. Backs it out. Koch. Under 8 minutes to go. 17-point lead. It's the biggest of the night. Another turnover. They're going to say it stays with the Red Hawks. I'm not sure. I didn't see a deflection. But it will be Lion ball. And another timeout being taken right now. Montclair State running things.
All right, guys, right now with a 72-55 lead, Montclair's dominating the competition. And if you look up into the rafters over there at the conference championships, 22 years ago was the last time this team took home the NJAC Conference champion. Tonight may break the streak. Let's see it.
As we mentioned before, Montclair State looking for that first regular season title since the divisions were split into North and South, Thomas. About 20 years in the making for this. And just a special evening here with the Red Hawks. They're starting to see the light.
17-point game. They're playing their game defensively, especially. Just doing it on all sides, and then they're using those possessions, getting the quick, easy baskets. They're not really shooting the three. They're just finding it right in the paint. They're finding it absolutely perfectly. And wow, this team's just coming together. They're playing a great basketball, and they got to continue this. There's still 7 minutes, 44 seconds left in this clock. And I know you're up by 17, but again, this game is a game of runs, and anything can happen.
A 21-4 run has put the Red Hawks up by 17 points. With 7:44 to go here in this one. The regular season finale. A game between the at least currently standing 1 and 2 seeds in the conference. Solomon's got 4 guys on him. He has it ripped away. And a shot clock violation. The defensive intensity stays up high for Montclair State out of the timeout.
It's been about 4 minutes since this TCNJ team has hit a basket. Great defense by the Red Hawks, and now you can have a chance to kind of put this one away and go up by 20.
They can go up by as much as 20 with a 3 right here. Sivas up top, backs out on Solomon. Crosses over. Throws the foot outside. Now Rogers. Rogers drives, has it blocked, gets it back. What an effort from Rogers. It ends up in a Robertson 3 and it goes down. How in the world did Quante Rogers end up with the basketball?
Robertson hits that 3, up by 20. Panzer now starts a defense chant.
Shot no good from Breezewick. Koch is to the deck. 7 to shoot right now for the Lions. Solomon outside. It's another look. Breezewick 2 for $1 and it goes down. Big time shot and a much needed basket for the Lions.
Much needed. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left. Got to take everything you can, especially with the 3-point shots. But Montclair State can play their own game. You got to slow it down. You use as much clock as possible. You're up by 17 right now.
Sivas spins around the screen. Backdoor. It's Robertson on the cut and he lays it in.
That second unit, again, Sivas to Robertson connection.
Robertson up to 9. Quante Rogers with 4 points himself. Alexandre a 3, it's no good, and rebounded by Robertson. Sivas. Jackson. He'll back it out. Still 20 seconds here on the shot clock. Got to start to think about running that clock. Robertson spins, turns, and off the back iron. Koch, little in and out move on Sivas. Down low, goes up, draws the foul, and oh my goodness, gets the roll.
I'm shocked. That's a great and one make. One of the best I've seen. He just
his back's to the basket.
He loses the ball and just kind of hits it up, tosses it up. I need a replay on that, but absolutely insane. That is one of Nick Koch has been making insane plays right now. You saw the first half buzzer beater, and now an amazing and one make right there.
Nick Koch's efforts on display.
Here's the replay. I need it.
See him drive in. I mean, he is backwards to the basket and just spins it off with the right hand. Now, back on offense are the Red Hawks. Goss, bounce pass from Morales is broken up. Try it again. Goss, nice drive. Pull up mid-range. It's good. Gabriel Goss gets it to go.
That looked just like his mid-range jumper in the PCL championship that was featured on ESPN, man.
The Roman Catholic guard, Gabe Goss. Last year, of course, had that iconic shot in the Palestra. The buzzer-beating winner for the PCL against Archbishop Ryan.
It's #1 on SportsCenter Top 10. It's absolutely insane.
That's somebody who's used to playing in big games. Goss with 7 points today as another turnover. Jacob Morales up with it. He tried to screen Jackson free. Now he drives in, feeds it from Morales. He caught 2 defenders in the air, and loose change on the rim from Morales. He goes down to the floor, still fighting for the loose ball. It's Koch. Nice work. Looks like we'll have a foul.
Great play there by Jackson. The pump fake to get it to Morales, unfortunately, just couldn't go. Now Koch going to go to the line for 2. Still an 18-point game. Montclair State keeping that lead strong, and that's exactly what you need to do. 4 minutes left to play. TCNJ has to pull something out of their back pocket in order to come back in this game.
Well, Koch going to go to the line here. 1-1 for him as the Lions in the bonus now.
And especially after 2 30-point games for Koch, he only has now 18 points in this game. It's great defensive showing.
And that was just his second free throw that he's taken today. Didn't have a free throw until that and one. Over his last 3 games, he was averaging over 11 free throw attempts.
I think Montclair State has just been doing a great job kind of not fouling around the basket. That's only the 5th free throw in the game for TCNJ. And again, just this Montclair State team playing great defense. They're getting the ball. They're not fouling, especially under the basket. And this is why this game is 17 points up. And this is just an emphasis on the season for the Red Hawks. You now are 4 minutes away from a potential NJAC champion if this game doesn't go the other way. And that's your first time in NJAC history that you're that 1 seed, especially in the 20 years that we had the straight seed, not the division bracket?
Yeah, the North and the South divisions.
North and the South brackets.
Montclair State has outscored the College of New Jersey 28-12 since the 14:30 mark in the second half. Just an incredible run. It was right when things got close, too, that they started to get hot and pull away. And they have not let up.
It's funny enough, right after that Potts timeout, that's where the tides have changed in the first half and the second half. I don't know what he says in those circles, but hey, it works. They start catching fire like crazy. And wow, that's why Coach Potts is such a good coach. He was an NJAC Coach of the Year a couple years ago in 2022, 2023. And just what he brings to this program, habits, is just a huge thing for this Montclair State Red Hawks team.
Justin Potts has never won an NJAC title. He's in his 6th season with the program. Just recently recorded his 100th win as the head coach of Montclair State.
He's won an NJAC game, though, an NJAC playoff game in the last 4 years, every single year. You just cannot get to that championship, and you cannot win it.
Regardless of the hardware, you know these Red Hawks will always be in the conversation. Speaks to the culture that he has brought to this program. Under 10 to shoot here, Kieran Flanagan. He's working on Vrieswick to the corner. Mike Jackson, a 3-pointer. Comes up short. We'll have a whistle and a foul. Maybe did the ball
hit the top of the
ball hit
the back
up on the shot clock. Either way, TCNJ ball still working against this press. Under 4 minutes to go here. The clock is not their friend. They have a lot of ground to make up. Oh, what a move. Inside driving. It was Okocha. Couldn't get it done up at the rim.
And that's just great defense by Mike Jackson. He saw that the Euro step was coming, and he kind of forced him outside to make that stop. It's high basketball IQ right there.
Two-man game with Koch and Solomon. Morales goes to the floor, and Nick Koch, another 2 points for him. He's up to 21. Excuse me, up to 19. Jackson has an open Morales for three. He knew it from the start. Out of the hand, Morales headed back on defense, and it's back to a 17-point game.
Jacob Morales, cold as ice. He called that mid-air. That's like a Steph Curry turnaround three. He knew it was good. Hits the little three celebration here.
Look at the reaction from Morales.
Bang. He knew it. He absolutely knew it was in. He was turning around when that ball wasn't even in the basket yet. He is just so cold. 5 3-pointers in this game. Brings his total up to 94 on the season. Absolutely insane by Morales.
Morales up to 25 points on the day. I mean, you can't even understand. There's no way you can overstate just the impact that he has had on this team, the Rutgers transfer.
And just what a find by Coach Potts and this recruiting team. Just, you're seeing a guy at Rutgers, he's only played 5 games, he's a walk-on player, and now you're like, you know what, we're strolling back to Montclair State. If he's entering the transfer portal, let's see if we can get him here. And wow, what a find, what a three-point shooter that this Montclair State team has now. A second one on top of Mike Jack. Just absolutely insane. An insane season for this Montclair State Rebel team. But they have a lot to prove. It's not over yet. Nothing's over. You haven't proven anything yet. You have to go into the playoffs. And like a guy like Jalen Hurts, I'm thinking of like Jalen Hurts quotes right now. It's not over yet. You gotta go out, prove them all wrong, or you have to go through this playoffs. You have to keep that mindset.
They had a purpose before anybody had an opinion.
There you go. Is that your favorite Jalen Hurts quote?
Has to be my favorite. Either that or you win or you learn. Both of those.
I love Jalen Hurts, man.
Two Eagles fans here calling the game today. Sorry for anybody at home, any Giants fans listening.
I actually just did a presentation on Jalen Hurts in one of my classes.
He's a winner. Koch is blocked by Flanagan. Caught from behind. Flanagan races the floor, gets it out. Redhawks eating at that clock. Under 3 minutes now. Primus. 5 to shoot for Morales. His back to the basket, going to be tough. Flanagan, and I don't think they're going to get it off. Shot clock violation there. Nice defense from the College of New Jersey. Listen, if they want to try to get back into this game, it's a 17-point deficit, but it starts defensively.
You need some stops to get some baskets on the other end. You get to stop. Hopefully you go down and potentially get some three-pointers.
TCNJ was the 4 seed in last year's NJAC tournament. Ended up winning it all. So always a team to watch no matter where they end up in the bracket.
And talking about the bracket, Rowan and Stockton right now are tied with 8 seconds left.
Whoa.
That is how close that game is. And now, let's see the Ramapo game as it loads. That's crazy. 8-point, and there it is. Up by 18.
Yeah, so Ramapo going to win this game.
Not 18.
They're going to beat William Patterson as Mike Jackson inside, no good. Second chance off the offensive rebound, and he gets it done. That's the 15th offensive rebound for the Redhawks. That's Vrieswick, nice response. Knocks down a cold 3. So, if things end where they are today and barring a comeback here from the Lions, Ramapo will own that tiebreaker. Well, actually, they'll just have a better record straight up than the Lions. But TCNJ will have a tiebreaker over Stockton if those two teams remain tied. Now, Stockton was swept by Montclair State. So right now, the way things are looking and shaping up to be, as the bench comes in, and more importantly, Francisco Paulino into the game, back at Panzer Athletic Center for the first time in the 2025 season.
Clapping it up. He got injured early on preseason. And now he's coming back, finally at the home crowd, emptying the benches, clearing the benches. Jacob Morales absolutely fired up.
The Redhawks can feel it now. Flanagan, Jackson, and Paulino, all seniors on the floor right now. Paulino saw action against Kane on Saturday, got in for the final minute of the game, but now getting a chance to do it in front of his home crowd and in front of his family.
And it looks like the Stockton-Rowan game is going to go into overtime. There's 1 second left on the clock. There was a miss by Eric Campbell. And now Rowan has a chance to maybe put this one away and get the win.
So Montclair State and Ramapo going to get the first round byes. That much we know. As for the next 2 seeds, it will be scrambled. There's a 3-ball on the way and off the mark from Shane Ryan. Stockton and TCNJ, that to still be figured out. Both of them will get a home game. Three-ball too long. Shot clock is unplugged. And up the floor, Kieran Flanagan. The 5th-year starter. Bounces it to Jackson.
Jackson's like, oh, can I take it?
And they embrace a special moment. The Montclair State Redhawks are the regular season New Jersey Athletic Conference champions.
For the first time ever, they're going to hold that 1 seed going into the NJAC playoffs. Everyone runs through Panzer. And wow, I cannot wait to see how these playoffs roll out, especially who the Redhawks play in that first round after the bye. Just what an electric season, and now you got to finish the job.
They will have some time off, get their legs healthy, get some much-needed rest. These last couple of weeks have certainly been a grind. Whether it was the Ramapo loss, squeaking out a comeback overtime win against NJCU. That win ever so important right now. And then today, pulling this one out, no matter the different momentum swings, the way that the tides were turning, they fought through it, and they come away with a 14-point statement victory to end the regular season.
And that's against the 2 seed, or what, before that was the 2 seed in the NJAC going into this game. But unfortunately, right now you have a team like Ramapo who was that 2 seed right now, and that's a team you haven't beat yet. You're 0-2. And you're looking at them, and you're hoping, like, oh, if it happens, we got to prove everyone wrong. Here it is.
The banner being raised here. The NJAC regular season champions. A special moment for the Montclair State Redhawks.
And what a unit right there. Finally, you get first place win, regular season champions. They're going to celebrate now, but they know job is not finished. Absolutely crazy season, ending it off with the 1 seed. But like I said, Mike Jack knows, Jacob Morales knows, Quante Rogers knows. The whole team, they know their purpose, and they know their purpose is to win a championship.
Yeah. So many deserving players. They get to raise the banner right now, but I'm sure that Coach Potts will have this conversation with them in the locker room, celebrate it right now. But the new season starts next week. That much we know, Thomas.
Does. And Rowan and Stockton are going into overtime, 87-87. Just wow, this is going to be interesting to see if Stockton can pull this one out, because then they would be the 3 seed and TCNJ would be the 4 seed. And it's just going to be crazy how these playoffs play out. And Montclair State just awaiting their first round matchup.
Yeah, still more to be done. Obviously, Montclair State won't know until sometime Saturday night who their opponent will be. So still a lot of deciding to be done, a lot of game planning to be done. I'm sure tomorrow it's right back to work.
Right back to work, right back on the practice, right back on the court. Got to get everything right. You have a long week before you play that game. You got to lock in and figure it out.
Montclair State An 84-70 victory here at Panzer Athletic Center. And the celebration underway. You see the families on the floor. Senior night makes it that much more special.
The legendary Mike Jackson. Mike, NJAC champs. How does it feel?
I feel amazing. You know, all the hard work we do in the practice, the coaching film, what we do all summer, and lead it to this. And it's good. It feels great. But it don't stop us now. Now we got to go into the playoffs.
And Mike, you've been a legendary name here now for 4 years. Just tell us a little bit. What does this school mean to you? What does this Red Hawk basketball program mean to you?
It means a lot. It's family, it's love. They accepted me here. And Coach Potts. Hold on a second. Coach Potts and Coach Rossi, they recruited me, and I had got the opportunity. I worked hard for this opportunity, and I never looked back. Sky was the limit once I touched this floor, and I never looked back. And my teammates too. Teammates came in. I love Montclair, man. Montclair will always be family. I always have a place in my heart.
And Mike, I mean, you get the first round bye now. How much does that mean to you, and how excited are you for the playoff game here at the Panzer Athletic Center next Wednesday?
Staying locked in. And I know we got a bye here at Montclair. Oh my gosh, the feeling is amazing, man. We never had that in so many years. We ain't had that in a long time since I've been here. But the feeling I have now, and we put so much work in throughout the years, is amazing. And now we got to lock in for the playoffs. And the playoffs here at Montclair State, you know how packed it gets. It's going to be a great, amazing atmosphere.
And Mike, my last question to you, because I know you want to go celebrate out there with your fans and your family and everybody. You guys broke a 22-year streak of not winning an NJAC title. You guys just broke it. 2003 was the last time. What's different from this team from any other team that you've ever played for?
All the hard work and dedication that we put in day out. We never look back. We digged in. Coach Potts and Coach Rossi put it in our heads to always stay locked in. It's all about us, Montclair State basketball. Come on.
When you win the NJAC, you get to hold the mic, I guess.
You know,
Tom.
Sticking together forever, and it's what it's all about. Sticking to what we do day in, day out.
Mike, thank you so much for a legendary career, a legendary season. Can't wait to see you in the playoffs, bud. We'll be right there. And back to the guys in the booth. That's been Mike Jackson.
When you win the NJAC, you get to hold the mic, Tom. A very special evening for Montclair State men's basketball team. Congratulations on the NJAC regular season championship. As Thomas said, the bracket will run through Panzer Athletic Center. And that is all for us here today on the Red Hawk Sports Network. Thank you so much for joining us. From CJ Staniak, Thomas Gaffney, Vincent Pacone, and our entire production crew. Amazing as always. Thanks so much for joining. The Red Hawks win it 84-70 in the regular season finale.